Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the fifth installment in the Paranormal Activity series. This one entitled Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones. And when I first saw the trailer for The Marked Ones, two things crossed my mind. One, they're making another one of these things, and two, okay, this could have some potential because it appeared as though they were creating a whole new storyline with all new characters that had nothing to do with the previous four Paranormal Activity films, which I thought was sorely needed, kind of a fresh start, or reboot, if you will, after the fourth Paranormal Activity film. And the story follows a young man named Jesse, and shortly after his 18th birthday, two things happen. The first is his neighbor, which everyone believes to be a witch, is murdered, and two, he begins to develop these strange preternatural abilities. For instance, he can levitate. And at first, Jesse and his best friend are sort of amused by these abilities. They're shooting videos of them. They're posting them on YouTube, which I thought was kind of interesting. At one point, they're checking out the views on one of the videos and the comments are all negative. And the character goes, Jesse's friend goes, "Why are all the comments on here negative?" And I just thought that was kind of funny. Made me smile a little bit. But as the story progresses, Jesse realizes that he is not in control of his powers and that he has been marked to be possessed by an evil entity. And the storyline pretty much progresses as all the other Paranormal Activity films have. It ends in the big house where the witches coven do their dastardly deeds. So as far as the storyline is concerned, it's basically the same as pretty much every other Paranormal Activity film, with the exception, or the past two Paranormal Activity films, I should say. The way they handled the whole possession thing was a little bit different. Like I said, it started out kind of lighthearted. They're having fun with Jesse's new abilities. A couple of street thugs approach him, and he takes swift care of them. He can levitate, like I said, do some other interesting things, but pretty soon things take a darker turn, especially once he digs out his old Simon game. You guys remember the Simon games? And starts communicating with the evil spirit that is possessing him through this Simon game. And at first I thought that was kind of goofy, sort of an odd replacement for a Ouija board, really. But as the story progressed, I kind of enjoyed it, and it was kind of a little bit eerie to take something from your childhood, something as beloved as a Simon, and to give it this evil tone. What I really liked about Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones were the characters. And when you're dealing with this kind of found footage movie, they go out of their way. It is so staged and so contrived to feel real that they suck any verisimilitude that they could possibly, create, because it's so staged, it's so contrived, and it just feels so staged and so contrived. At least it does to me, that it pulls me out of a lot of these. A lot of these found footage movies, they just don't feel real. The scenarios don't feel real. The characters don't feel real. They're not acting and speaking like real characters. And we're supposed to believe with these found footage films that what we're watching has really happened. But when characters are acting stupid like they do in normal genre movies, and they're setting up these sequences that are very much cliche to other genre movies, it kind of takes that out of it. Kind of takes me out of it. What I will give Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones is that the characters felt real to me. Their dialogue felt real to me. Their relationships felt real to me. I liked the characters. I liked the character of Jesse. I liked his best friend, who was kind of the comedic relief in the film. I liked Jesse's grandmother. I liked Jesse's sister. I liked all the characters in the film, essentially. And that really lent a lot to, the credence of, this is real. I was able to kind of take a step back and forget, this is all staged, this is all contrived, and just kind of go with the story and invest in the characters, which I've really not been able to do with several of the other Paranormal Activity films. There's some good moments in the film. There's some good, eerie, intense moments in the film. It's not quite as intense, I would say, as some of the other films, the first one or the third one particularly. There's a couple of really well-executed boo scare scenes in the movie that kind of got me. I can usually see those coming a mile away, and I'm kind of like, okay, here comes the cat flying through the window, or some boo scare. But there were actually a couple that I didn't quite see coming, but I thought they were very well executed. There are some good, creepy, intense moments in the film that I rather enjoyed. I was all with Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones right up to the end of the film. I was so happy to see that like I said in the beginning, they're creating new characters. They're creating a whole new storyline. Yeah, it involves, this witch's coven, and they're, packed with the devil or packed with this demon, and, the firstborn child stuff that they established in the third film. But, I was fine with that. All new characters, fairly new storyline. I was fine with that. I was happy with that. And then in the last 10 minutes of the film, they try to connect this film with the original film. And they do it in such a shoddy, unnecessary, just stupid way that it really left a bad taste in my mouth and took significant points away from this film. I walked out of the movie, I was happy all the way up to the end, and I walked out with a bad taste in my mouth because of the ending. I'm not sure if that chick who's been in all the other Paranormal Activity films is the possessed chick. I don't know if it's in her contract with the producers that, they're contractually obligated to put her in every future Paranormal Activity film in some way or another, but that's really kind of how it's felt, particularly with the last two and really with this one. I'm not sure if The Marked Ones is supposed to be a prequel or what. It's really a step forward, or I thought it was a step forward, but then it kind of took 2 steps back. And what's interesting is the more exposition, the more light that they shed onto this backstory of this coven of witches and this demon pact or whatever it is, the more light they shed on that, it makes the events of the original film confused, and it tarnishes, I think, the original film, which is kind of disappointing. I really liked the original film. The original film was very simple, it was very straightforward, but the more that they've shed light on this backstory, like I said, the coven of witches, the demon pact, how they're sacrificing firstborn sons and all this jibber jabber, the more they shed light on that, the less interesting the original film is to me, and the less it kind of makes sense, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, like I said, I was totally with Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones, right up to the end. The ending definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. I have no idea why they'd want to tack on that kind of ending, and just really, really unneeded, really unnecessary, really shoddy, really just bad, to be perfectly honest with you. Overall, I do recommend the film. They've left the door open for a 6th Paranormal Activity film. They've introduced a couple of new characters. They're even working. They've even kind of added in a new edge to the storyline that they could build future stories off of. And so, I mean, I'll definitely watch the next Paranormal Activity film. But like I said, I really enjoyed The Marked Ones up to the end. I still recommend it. I still think it was pretty well done. Pretty good movie, but the ending definitely cost it some major points for me. If you guys can explain to me what the ending meant or what they were trying to do with that ending, please do so in the comment section below, and you'll win a cookie. If you saw The Marked Ones, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, and let me know where you think this one stacks with the other 4 Paranormal Activity films. I'd definitely put this one, I'd say part 1, part 3, this, and then part 4. I may have or part 4 and then part 2. Yeah. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.